up, guys? It's me, Sheena Rush. I wanted to create a video to teach you and share with you something that really works for me and has helped me. In the beginning of my business, you're kind of overwhelmed. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm sure you're probably coming into the home business industry or direct sales industry while you're doing something else on the side. Maybe you already have a job, a business, or you're a mother and this is a new thing. I don't know where you come from, but I know for me personally, I was running and still am running a whole separate business on top of starting a direct sales business. So when I first started, it was a little bit overwhelming. I didn't know how to juggle my time, and your company is probably throwing a bunch of training at you. And so I found this particular tool really helpful for me to stay on track and use what works. There's really only a few things that really matter in the direct sales industry when it comes to building your business. All the other stuff is fluff. It really is focus, laser targeted focus on certain things. You need to make sure that you have people to talk to. So of course leads, but it really is about getting in front of people. How many people can you share your products or services with? How many people can you interact with and get their feedback, opinion of your products and services? That's really the main thing. And with that will come sales and team members. So it really is a numbers game. You probably have heard of that before, but it is very true. Everything else doesn't matter. It's how many people can you get your products and services in front of. And so this tool is not something that I learned myself. It's something that I got from a mentor of mine. His name is Todd Falcone. He's awesome. And it was a accountability program that I did with him. It was called A-Team, and the thing that I took away from this program was the fact that he had this chart. It is a weekly tracking log is basically what it is. The categories that he wanted us to focus on are really the only things you should be focusing on in your business if that's what you're trying to build. And if you do that every single day, you will grow fast. Your business will explode. So I just wanted to share with you how this weekly tracking log works. I will actually have a link on my website so you can download it and you can keep track. It's based on each week. So each week you're going to you're going to print out a new sheet. And it's easy. All you have to do is tally. So what you're going to be doing is each day you have certain activities that you're going to want to be doing. Now, I know that I'm running a business, another business outside of my direct sales business, and so those days I tend to have no activity because I fully dedicate it to my other business. And you're probably going to have the same thing too. I can't expect you to be working every single day. That's ridiculous. I believe that everybody should have days off. So kind of already decide in your mind what days those days are going to be. What days are you going to have off? What days are you solely dedicating to maybe your job or your family or whatever, and put those aside. Those should be your days off. And the other days you should have activity. So these are the categories that you should be doing every single day. So of course there is, they have a weekly coaching call. I don't know if you're doing a weekly coaching call or your team provides some sort of weekly training calls. When you attend those, you're going to want to put a check mark by it. It's really important that you are attending some sort of call, a meeting. My company has meetings. We get together and we do training in person. So whether it's a live call or it is a in-person training, you need to be attending those at least once a week. It's important. The next one is personal development. Now it is your goal to do some sort of personal development, personal growth, whether that is it's more focused on business wise, but you also want to do it spiritually, and you also want to do it more kind of get your mindset in the right place. So whatever personal development that would be, you know, a lot of times I do a morning wake up call each morning. It gets my mind in the right place. It gets myself ready for action and a positive way of thinking to take on the world type of attitude. And so you definitely don't want to get in the negative mindset, because that is really not going to help anybody. It's definitely not going to help you. So it is important to work on your personal development and personal growth at least for 15 minutes a day. So if you accomplish that, then you're going to put a check mark by that for each day that you did at least 15 minutes of personal development. The next thing is number of dials. Remember, we are in the numbers game, and we are in the business of interacting with people. So number of dials basically means how many people did you call with the intention to talk about your business. So that can be the intention to talk about your products and services, or to invite them somewhere, maybe to a presentation, a party, a meeting, whatever it is you do to share your products and services. How many calls, how many texts, how many contacts did you make in order to have that interaction and with the intention to share your products and services or a company. This could also be email. If you sent out an email, or if you, even in person, if you met somebody in person and with the intention, you know, you went up to them with the intention to talk about your business, that will also count as a contact. And basically what you're going to do is, as many contacts as you made, you're going to put a tally mark by that for each day that you do that. The next one is number of messages. So this is basically when it comes to phone calls. I don't do a lot of phone calls. I'm more of a texter, an emailer. I use Facebook a lot to interact with people. So it's really talking about if you call, because most of the time when you call somebody, you're going to get an answering machine. So when you get an answering machine, are you leaving a message? So if you are, so you got one tally mark for making the contact, and then you're getting another tally mark for leaving a message. And you're going to, again, as many tally marks as you leave voice messages. The next one is number of live conversations. So this is when somebody is bouncing back with you in the conversation. So you got a tally mark for making the contact. Maybe you got a tally mark because it was a call and you left a message. And then when they start responding and interacting with you, that is when you have a live conversation. Now, this could be in text form as well. If they start responding to you via text, if they start responding to you back and forth with email, Facebook messaging, chatting, you know, it can count as that as well. Now, number of live presentations is the next one. And this is whether you're sharing your products and services or your business opportunity, whatever it may be that you are sharing this with somebody. So you have already made the appointment. So you made the appointment, but you're having a live appointment. Now, a lot of times I have over the phone appointments. So, you know, depending on the company that you're doing, some of them do live presentations via webinar, phone, audio, like maybe you gave them a CD, right? And you said, here's a CD of my presentation. Go ahead and watch it on this date. I'm going to call you back and I'm going to get your feedback on that presentation. So when you call them back and get their actual feedback, proving that they watched the presentation, you get a tally mark for having a presentation. Now the main goal is that you do as many presentations as possible. I think that's the big one. How many presentations are you doing? It is even more so important that you're not putting a tally mark until you have the follow-up where you talk to them in person asking them their feedback on what they saw on the presentation. That's when you get your tally mark, to make sure that they actually watched it, because there's really no point in giving yourself credit if you never get their feedback, because who knows if they really watched it, right? So number of three-way calls. Three-way calls is the other way, is another income producing activity that's very, very important and very powerful. So if you have an upline like I do, I have a very powerful upline actually. So I have some top leaders in the industry, and I'm very blessed and fortunate on two sides of my upline. So I love the fact that I can call them at any time, and they're willing to answer questions that maybe some of my possible team members might have. If they may have questions that maybe I don't know the answer to, or maybe they have questions that would be more suited for my upline to answer than me. Maybe it's because they have more experience or whatnot. The fact that we have that support is really cool. The next one is number of decisions collected. Now, not everybody's going to say yes, and that's just the reality of our business. But again, we are in the numbers game, so how many decisions are you getting? So know that usually it's 1 out of 5 will say yes. Especially, that's more in the case of joining your business. So my numbers are higher when it comes to trying my products and trying my services. But when it comes in whether or not they're going to become a client, becoming a client, my numbers are much higher. But when it comes to the team building side of everything, the numbers tend to be 1 out of 5 will join your business. Now, in this particular column, I like to focus on team members. So I'm talking team members really when it comes to this column. How many people are you getting their opinion and feedback on the business and opportunities? Seeing where their temperature lies, so to speak, with starting their own business. Last column is number of new reps or customers. Again, the goal is to get customers and to get new team members. That is the goal. But without these other activities, you're not going to get to this part. So that's probably why it's the last one. But I love this chart because it puts everything into clear view. You can see exactly where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. At the bottom, you'll also see, if I can show you that, on the very bottom, you can see you have the days, right? And you have like the types of activities you're supposed to do. And then going down each day, you're doing all the tallies, right, of everything that you're doing. Now, at the very bottom, you're adding up how much you did within the week. So as you can see, you're going to get, you're going to see for the week where you need to kind of up your work. So it gives me a clear view onto what I need to work on, and maybe my strengths as well. What do I seem to do a lot of? And it helps me to kind of evaluate my goals and what I need to do to achieve those goals. So this weekly tracking log is amazing. Again, I would advise you to print it out, and each week these are the only things that you focus on, these activities. That's it. Put everything else aside. You don't need to do it. You don't need to waste your time. You just need to focus on these activities, and you will get major results in your business. Hopefully this helps you. So go ahead and download the weekly tracking log and get to work. All right. Thanks again for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.